Oh man, just for the longest time, I had dealt with just crazy gastrointestinal issues. I'll put it to you mildly that way. My wife and I, Alyssa, we were planning on actually going to San Antonio to visit her family that weekend, the weekend that Power and Love was happening. I seriously felt the Spirit just kind of nudged me and was like, I think you need to stay here, stay in Corpus this weekend. As soon as I walk in here, before I even walked into the worship center or anything, I definitely felt a specific or a certain heaviness about it, like just the vibe whenever I walked in. And so something about that message and his message of essentially beloved identity, beloved righteousness, it just resonated with me so much. And then the opportunity for the prayer tunnel came up, and I remember just respecting the presence of the Spirit in that moment. And the Lord just told me, like, I want to heal you tonight.
Wow.
Like, it was just like a real short, real genuine, just, I want to heal you tonight. Keep in mind, I overthink things a lot. In my mind, it's like, okay, cool, take your pick, you know, like, what could you want to heal? I mean, just pick anything. I mean, you've referred to the gastrointestinal issues. I've had a bum knee ever since I tore my ACL in high school. Insomnia is something I've dealt with regularly. It's just several different things. And I bring up those three specific things for a reason. So I approach the prayer tunnel and I just close my eyes. And I'm just saying, like, Lord, just whatever it is you want to do, Lord, just do it. I walk through the prayer tunnel, and in true God fashion, in a very precise manner, I feel three specific touches. I feel a pair of hands just reach out, and I'm not talking just like a touch, but it was like grasp my knee, like
Wow.
Probably get about to the halfway point of the prayer tunnel. And again, we're not talking a light touch here, but I'm talking like someone just like clutched me right here in my midsection.
Wow.
So Todd White, he's waiting at the end, and he puts his hand on my head. And again, it wasn't just no light touch. There was like a little bit of a grip to it. And man, just, you could have swore gravity had increased probably about 20 times in that room. I didn't necessarily have a reaction of falling to the floor or anything quite like that, but walking to my seat afterwards was just, the only word is heaviness, just extreme heaviness, physically, spiritually, mentally. Like, it was getting a little late, so I decided, you know what, I'll call it a night, get some rest, and maybe get some stuff done the next morning at the house. I just remember, man, an insatiable hunger like I have never felt. And I was a swimmer in high school. I know what hungry means.
Yeah.
And it was like that, like meaning like teenage Jeremy just ready to go crush 10 pizzas at CC's kind of stuff. And made myself a whole bunch of food, and I kind of chill on the couch for a second, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Not only would there be pain before, but there was always pain after too. Yeah, I ate all the food, just ate all of it. And I'm sitting there, realizing like, oh, I'm content, I'm full, there's no pain. Interesting. So anyways, I start getting ready for bed, and I'm telling you, I barely remember my head hitting the pillow.
Wow.
And I wake up the next morning, and it was just like a word just got dropped in my head, and it was just kind of like, thank you for letting me do it this time. And that's when I realized, oh my gosh, I don't remember my head hitting the pillow that night. I'm up for hours every night, just awake, staring at the ceiling, while my wife sleeps peacefully next to me. It's almost like torture, man. Like, she would be getting hours and hours of restful sleep, and I wouldn't sleep sometimes until 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I wake up so rested, and I realized that I had been healed, and I told everyone that I knew. I mean, my own parents didn't even believe it.
Wow.
My parents had been seeing me deal with these things my entire life.
Yeah.
And my parents are believers too.
Yeah.
So with my knee, I dealt with some pretty crippling knee pain on a regular basis. And it was in this knee, my right knee. And man, the only way to describe it is it just felt like I had been given a new knee.
Wow.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, there's there's no pain. I mean, I have a 1-month-old son now, and I'm able to like get down on my knees on the floor with him and mess with him while he's having his tummy time, and and I'm able to. I mean, yeah, it just our faith in the Lord, our faith in the Spirit is what heals us. Like it's not the gifts themselves that we need to be seeking. It's communion with the Lord. It's communion with the Spirit. It's taking all of that and wrapping it up into our identity. Like anybody who sits down with me for 5 minutes now will probably hear the words "beloved identity" come out of my mouth, because that's what it is. That's what, to me at least, that's what a true walk with the Lord is. But we're His beloved, and I don't know. It's just about time that we start viewing ourselves that way, you know.